I was actually a student here at UCI a few years ago, and I came into UCI with the intention of becoming a pediatrician. That meant to me pursuing sciences. I did all my biologies, I did all the chemistries, and after 4 years of grueling hard work, midterms, finals, I did it. I graduated from UCI with a degree in public health sciences, and I became an actor. I became an actor, entrepreneur, social media influencer, creative media director. I became all of these things I never sought to become, and I'm okay with that. Because I can tell you right now, in this moment, I'm genuinely happy. I'm happy with all the choices I've made. I'm happy with where I'm at, and I'm ecstatic about the future. So how did I do that? There's a few pivotal moments in my life that really shaped my career into what it is today. The first pivotal moment was learning what honesty meant. And when I say honesty, I don't mean honesty to just other people. I mean honesty to myself, to yourself. And I learned this coming into freshman year at UCI. Basically, I wanted to make sure I was on this surefire path to success. I wanted to make sure that, I got good grades. I was doing everything that needed to be done to achieve that. So I took in every single advice given to me. That advice included, for every hour of lecture, you should spend 3 hours studying. I did that. Office hours appear optional. You should make it mandatory. I did that too. And after following all of the advice given to me, by the end of freshman year, I was actually at academic probation. Some of you guys are laughing. If you don't know what academic probation means, I'm so proud of you. You guys are on the right track. Academic probation is basically the university's nice way of saying, get it together or get out. So I spent the next 3 years at UCI figuring out ways how to bring my GPA back up. And it wasn't until senior year that I decided to be honest with myself. I decided to stop going to class. So let me explain. In order for me to get to lecture itself was about an hour, but I lived in off-campus housing, so I had to catch a shuttle, walk to class, and that was already a good half hour. And then assuming nothing else happened for the rest of the day, that was another half hour coming back. So that's 2 hours out of my day gone, which would be completely fine if I didn't fall asleep every single time I went to lecture. Well, it's just me. So instead, what I did was, when it was actually time to study, I would set a timer for 2 hours, pull out my textbook, and learn at my own pace, work on my own terms. And in doing that, senior year, I was able to pull a 4.0 all year long, and I even co-authored a publication with my supervisor in research. I was only able to do all of that because I was honest with myself. So after I graduated, things actually still weren't looking too great for me either. Like most college students, I found myself unemployed. But this was actually a blessing in disguise because being honest with myself, I realized if I were to work for someone, I probably would not be as happy as if I would to work for myself. So with that being said, I started my own business. I took my passion and my love for fitness and I turned it into an online fitness program. And from here, this is where I had my next pivotal moment. This is where I learned how to embrace what it felt like to work for no immediate financial gratification. Growing up, I actually got a taste of this as a kid. All my peers around me got an allowance. And I remember going to my mom and asking her, like, hey, Mom, can I get an allowance too? And she told me, prove to me your worth. So I made a spreadsheet. I showed when I clocked in and when I clocked out, and I showed exactly what I did. In a week, I would vacuum the house, mop the floors, do the dishes, take out the trash, and for that, she paid me $2. The first week went great. The second week, I got paid another $2. By the third week, she stopped paying me. And I asked her, I'm like, Mom, hey, what's going on? Here's my spreadsheet. I clocked in. I did everything you asked for. Why are you paying me? I remember looking me in the eye and saying, I put food on the table for you every night. I make sure there's a roof over your head. And I make sure you're able to live comfortably every single day. And now you want an allowance too? Being denied that financial gratification as a child actually gave me the mindset and mentality I needed to build my business. Because in my line of work for online coaching, in order to actually generate revenue, I needed to find clients who would find value in my service. And in order to attract these clients, I had to create pieces of content related to fitness. These contents would be photos and videos, and I would share it across social media. But now, with the content itself, it would be workout tutorials, meal prepping videos, and the act of shooting all of that, it wasn't immediately monetized. So that basically meant I was working for no money. But because I was honest with myself, I enjoyed doing that, and I was able to work for no money. The sheer satisfaction, the sheer enjoyment that I got from creating content, and the idea and the belief that this content would actually be beneficial to someone one day was exactly what built my business. So after getting all my certifications done for personal training, sports nutrition, putting together workout packages and everything, in a month of operating my business, I booked my first client. I ran up to my mom, was so excited to tell her, like, Mom, I did it, got my first client, I started my business. And she told me, so proud of you, you worked really hard this month, how much did you make? I said, $50. And I remember her laughing at me, but I was okay with that because I genuinely enjoyed what I did. $50 turned into a couple hundred turned into thousands, and some of my peak months of business actually placed me at $15,000. $15,000 a month is a lot for some people. $15,000 a month is actually a little for others. For me, every single dollar meant the world to me because my passion became my paycheck. And for the first time ever, I was only able to do that because I was honest with myself and I enjoyed what I did and I was ready to work for no financial gratifications in the meantime. So at the beginning of the speech, I talked about how I became an actor. So how did I do that? While I was actually building my business, the act of going about and doing photos and videos, I was essentially a one-man team. I would set a tripod down, put a camera on top, hit record, run to the other side, do my thing, come back, and pray that everything worked out. Doing this over 275 times. That's how many videos I've published onto YouTube. To paint you a picture, 275 videos is actually more episodes than some of your favorite TV shows right now. But the act of doing this over and over and over again, I unintentionally became aware of the camera. I unintentionally learned how to work camera angles. I unintentionally picked up tidbits of acting. So when people ask me, how did you get into acting? I say sheer luck. But my definition for luck is when proper preparation meets opportunity. The act of doing all this camera work, in the moment of it, it just felt like fun and games because I enjoyed what I did. But now I can tell you that was my proper preparation. The opportunity came when a random person reached out to me and asked, hey, would you be interested in a career in acting? I said yes, and that random person later would become my manager, and working together, we booked my first gig, which is a feature film, and it has a full theatrical release across the nation in 2 months from now. That was proper preparation, meeting opportunity. That was luck. So this is how I graduated from UC-Irvine with a degree in public health sciences and became an actor, entrepreneur, social media enthusiast. I became all the things that I never really set out to be, but I'm okay with that because I'm happy. If there's anything I want you guys to take home from this story, it would be, don't be afraid to chase after your goals. But in the process of doing so, don't forget to be honest with yourself, be ready to work for no money at times, and I promise you, as long as you keep working towards your goals, doors will open to opportunities that you never imagined. Thank you.